It's finally ready. Blue Eye Control featuring Kozilek's Command. I feel like this is what we've been building up to all week. Um, Kozilek's Command is just really, really good in interactive decks. It's kind of the best card in the format, and I've been splashing it in mono black builds. Figuring out the mana for blue white has been very tough. One big thing is that like the three blue white, the lands that tap for blue white and tap for colorless, Adarkar Wastes, Mystigate, and Nimbus Maze have one big glaring problem is that like Nimbus Maze doesn't get enabled by Mystigate and Adarkar Wastes. And so you really don't get to be so all in on all three dual lands because they just don't really work together. But yesterday we had a genius chatter. I can't remember who it was. I would love to shout them out. I'm sorry about that. But they pointed out that Reflecting Pool says add one mana of a land of any type a land you control could produce, which means that if you have Reflecting Pool, Darker Waste, this is a tri-land that taps for blue, white, and colorless. Same thing with Mystic Gate. Same thing with actually with Nimbus Maze. I guess it doesn't actually work unless you have a Planesword Island. We're only playing one Nimbus Maze here. Which this was really the key here. The fact that like these three lands now overlap together pretty well. Cable loose on mic. Okay, hold on. Overlap really well is really nice. There is still some tension. Like you could draw Eldrazi Temple Reflecting Pool as your lands and have to mulligan, or you could draw a Reflecting Pool Lrien Revealed and you have to mulligan. That happened to me yesterday, but I think that that's okay. I really wanted to play a ton of lands too, to kind of facilitate as like few awkward early draws as possible. So we're playing like a full 26. And when you play 26, I think it's like pretty important that you play Lrien Revealed as one of these lands. This way you can mitigate mana flood a little bit by just having some of your lands be 5 mana draw 3s. Also, when you're making a bunch of mana off Kozilek's commands, the Lrien Revealed get a bit better. So for the longest time, I was thinking that this deck would end up being a Miracles deck. I was even saying this on stream yesterday, that I expected to be playing Tamiyo and Brain Surge and Terminus. And I ended up running into some problems with that plan. The big one is that Tamiyo just isn't very consistently castable turn 1. You know, our other like 1-mana spells, Oust, Spell Snare 2, and it's okay if you cast these on turn 2. Tamiyo turn 1, just not something you're reliably able to proactively play. So I didn't think Tamiyo made sense, which also made, I felt like Brain Surge worse. Brain Surge Tamiyo in my mind is this package. Brain Surge was also looking kind of bad in a deck with only 4 fetches. At one point I had cut the Lrien Reveals for Flooded Strands, and that didn't even really make sense, but it was just like it just wasn't really working, the Miracles plan. So I was looking at some more normal blue-white builds, sometimes Narset Days Undoing. I was looking at, you know, Verdicts, Solitudes, Kahira. And I also wasn't that excited about that build either. And after a lot of time taking cards in and out, testing, I know I've been shit-talking Nulldrifter. Nulldrifter was performing the best for me yesterday. Nulldrifter obviously much better when you have Eldrazi Temple in your deck, and I just found the ability to like on turn 2 draw 2 with Eldrazi Temple to be nice, and it also gives you like a really powerful win condition too, that you can even go end of turn Kozilek's command, untap Nulldrifter on turn 3 if you have 2 temples, or turn 4 if you have 1 temple, and I think that dynamic is really good too, being able to hardcast Nulldrifter turn 3 on your nut draws, turn 4 a bit more consistently. I think that is actually a huge deal for me, liking the card Nulldrifter in this kind of show compared to like the Jeskai decks where it's like 3 mana divination and you can sometimes like dress down or consign it. I'm also playing a main deck Emrakul Promised End. I think that this card is going to be pretty good here. I didn't end up casting it last night, but there were several times where I was like really wanting to dig for it, and especially the Eldrazi matchups. Although I made it so one thing is I was really worried about the Eldrazi matchup. And then so worried even that I added a Whirlwind Denial as like an extra consign to memory. It's kind of the same as consign against some cards like Mycospawn. But then I played against Eldrazi and I won really easily, and I feel like I got really lucky to do that. So I guess I'm just kind of rambling. Is Vista plus Waste bad here for some reason? Yes. Okay, so let me talk about that. So also when I was trying to build this mana base, I was trying to have a lot of basics for sometimes. Trying to play Field of Ruins, Demolition Fields, some Prismatic Vista, sometimes Vista without Demolition Fields. And the problem with Vista plus Waste is you have to play a ton of basics. You have to play like 5 basic lands. Right now we have 2, and like one of your basic lands is a Wastes, and so your mana sucks. Your mana is so bad with Prismatic Vista, I think. So I will say that this has been the best build of the mana that I have been able to figure out. Like K Command was kind of good with it, but the problem is like K Command is always good, and I didn't exactly like that. This was a card that was kind of only good when you drew K Command. Have I talked about repurposing Bay? I have not seen Oh, that's the Fiddlebender. I think that card's really cool with specifically Enigma Jewel and Mox Opal. Pretty excited about that one. A spoiler card for Aether Drift? Yes, I have a spoiler card from Aether Drift. I think I'll be revealing it after the end of this first league. Probably. Okay, we're up against Storm. I guess actually I should see if I draw a snare. I would snare here. I have 3 snare in the deck. Into double Pyretic Ritual. So if I counter the first one, the second one will likely be stranded in exile for whatever that's worth. How many Rest in Peace I'm going to play? Will there be a PowerPoint? There is a PowerPoint, yes. Sorry, actually, I think that they're really likely to go Ritual into a Ruby into Ritual, so I feel like I just countered the Ruby, right? Okay, well, guess this is fine. There's the Ruby and Arid Mesa. How do you make red and black mana? Just splash or what are you talking about? Maybe I'm missing a direction for this comment, but this is not a deck that needs red and black mana. I hope your preview card is modern playable. I believe that it is. It is a preview card that some people in this community will be very excited about, I think. I as someone who used to be a member of this community before, you know, everything went down, I'm also very excited about it. Oh, Kolaghan's Command, I see. Okay. Any exciting cards for Modern from Aether Drift reveals? Yeah, there's a lot. The green-white Gearhulk goes in the Birthing Ritual deck. The Aether Spark is pretty exciting. There's that red-white thing that turns Consulate Dreadnought into a pretty potent creature. There's a lot going on with Aether Drift. I'm excited. Well, I am going to tap out. Counter 2 rubies. Good luck, opponent. I have 1 Force of Negation. Not in my hand. What time should we expect the spoiler? So you can leave and come back when the spoiler happens? I'm never going to give you the spoiler with that attitude. Or maybe after this first league. I don't know. We'll see. Survey with the 42 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Appreciate you. Come on, Nulldrifter. Rooting for you to prove your worth to non-believers. I definitely have liked Nulldrifter a lot more here than in previous builds. An Artist Talent, a Mountain, and a Reckless Impulse. Chandra seems strong. Yeah, Chandra seems pretty cool. I don't think she's a modern card, probably, but she seems like she could be good in some of the younger formats. Okay, I guess I can Wrath Disguise that. I also could command into Emrakul the following turn. I think what's worst part of Mystic Gates always. I think I'm gonna go for Tune into Wrath here. Eldrazi Temple could be a good pickup. Can you kill Storm with their own win con? Yeah. What's the thought behind Whirlwind Denial from the board? Okay, I wanted one extra sideboard card for the Eldrazi matchup. I have like the Emrakul the Promised End. I've got the extra consigns. I wanted one more card, and my thought was that that was the best card to play. So they have 1, 2, 3 rituals in the yard. They let the Past in Flames go to the yard also. Okay, so if I think I should probably try to exile Past in Flames with my Kozilek's command. If I also make spawns, I can make 3 spawns, and then I will have 3 types in the yard, and I have 8 mana, and my Emrakul would cost 10. So I would have to draw an Eldrazi Temple to cast Emrakul next turn. So instead of doing that, I feel like it makes sense to exile Past in Flames Scry Draw, looking for a counterspell. Well, chatters, it seems Magic Online maintenance is happening today. And I have a thrilling update for our preview card schedule whenever Magic Online goes down. I asked Esther to push something back today because I thought I was going to go a long stream today. Nope. Sorry, Esther. Sorry about that. Magic Online. We should put that on the home screen notification or something. See you in 2 hours. No, no, it's whenever this is down, we're gonna be the preview card. Solid with the 33 months. Thank you. Welcome back. That's okay. You know, I've got lots of stuff to work on, and you know, I've been talking about. I've been game designing every day. I've been exercising every day. I've been writing every day. I've been reading every day. Yesterday, my friends hung out with me, and I didn't get to game design or write. It was awful. Oh, there's Best Flames. Yeah, we could maybe play like some Balatro or Dark Souls or something. The thing is, I don't really like to play Dark Souls when I haven't been practicing it. Okay, so K command and some amount of Wrathless guys can clean up Ral. So I don't think we need that much removal. I think we play the Solitude also. Consign is not great. I think 1 Consign is probably a goodish number. I think 1 Teferi or 1 Emrakul is a good number too. Yeah, let's and also you can bring in Whirlwind Denial in like this kind of matchup, which I think is interesting, even though it's not great. Let's do Collector plus achievement and Balatro instead. Yeah, all in one sitting. I've been meaning to import my mobile account onto my Steam account, but you need to like install some kind of mod to do that. But I'm working on Completionist plus on mobile a little bit. I'm excited for this maintenance to bring back the absurd lag. Yeah, let's go. What could we do in Balatro? We already sat down and we did all challenges in one sitting. We could try to do like some high score attempts, maybe some unseeded high score attempts. It depends on how early maintenance goes down. Because I have other stuff I could do today, but I'm a bit behind a modern. Is Whirlwind Denial for Storm, or specifically is there another deck I'm not thinking it's good for? It's mostly for Eldrazi, so this is, you know, a tech you're seeing live now. I don't think I've seen anybody else play it, but Whirlwind Denial is one of the original anti-Eldrazi cards, and the idea is like, you know, your opponent goes kick a Sowing Mycospawn, and you can cast Whirlwind Denial and counter all the modes, and your opponent casts Emrakul the Promised End, and it counters all the modes, and they cast Rule Breaker, and it counters all the modes. It is nice that you could also bring it in a matchup like this, and so this is kind of like my reason for choosing it over like Summary Dismissal, which is 4 mana, but like exiles World Breaker, exiles against Cavern of Souls. Is my preview card modern playable? I believe that it is. I believe a certain community will even forgive me for some of my actions. So I've watched all the videos in the Landfall deck. Am I firmly against playing white over black in the deck? I have a heavily control FNM. I feel like having Teferi would help me fight that. I also slotted in a Delighted Halfling, which has been nice for distance resolving. Yeah, I don't think I would be very interested in splashing for Teferi. I think as far as control goes, if you just focus on drawing a ton of cards and not overcommitting into sweepers, potentially playing I don't know. But I like the black splash. But it's also like, your metagame is heavily control focused, right? This is not the Magic Online metagame. No, like nobody plays control of Magic Online right now. So, as always, I do encourage you to trust your own metagame instincts and play around with it. It's FNM, try a white splash. But I think the black splash is good. It's either way, a splashing a color is relatively free. I think I will surveil here. Keeping that. Is it better than Lion Sash? This preview card, I believe, is better than Lion Sash. If I tried a version of Woodlands Omni deck using Acerak as win condition, since it gives you Rooftop Storm as an additional Omni effect, and Sidisi as a free tutor for Acerak. Can you link me the Sidisi you're talking about? I didn't know that there was a Sidisi that like tutored Acerak. I have not tried that. No, that is. I've had a lot of questions asking about Acerak, and you're the first person to ever tell me like why Acerak would be better than Karn, the Great Creator. I'm still, I think, pretty interested in Karn instead for like the main reason is that Karn is like a card that's really good against graveyard hate. I love that like Karn comes down and turns off a lot of graveyard hate naturally, and it can get you Haywire Might and like Cityscape Leveler to answer some other things. And so it's like it is like I love that it's your win condition in your graveyard deck that fights graveyard hate. That's for me. I'm like always in on Karn. Acerak also gives you a sideboard, which is in theory good. Acerak is also something you could traverse for. Too. So there's also the case that like winning with Acerak on Magic Online takes about 12 minutes. Or it can maybe 10. It's been a long time since we've swam in the dark pool. But I don't want to swim in the dark pool, chat. Please don't make me. Okay, so 5 mana Sidisi. Interest exploits a creature, search your library for a card, put in your hand and shuffle. Okay, I don't know why we're playing that one, I guess. But like literally every time I would swim in the dark, I don't know if my fingers may be too old to swim in the dark pool again. Yeah, I don't know how you're like putting the Sidisi card in the deck. Honestly, it doesn't really make any sense. Okay, what you got end of turn? Valakut Awakening? Valakut Awakening. It is cool to have the redundancy to Omniscience. I think that would be the biggest dealio. Streamer too old for clicking through combos. You've never swam in the dark pool, dude. You don't know what it's like in the dark pool. Dude, I've been swimming in the dark pool forever. Okay, I guess we're not counting this. Good luck. You don't know what it's like in that dark pool. Ral is a good way to beat a rest in peace. 3 cards left, 5 mana in the pool. Manamorphose, that's a good one. Lost the flip. They do make a white mana. 3 cards in their hand still. So Dark Pool is a room on the venture into the dungeon. Okay, I actually can show you. Wow, look, I have it pre-prepared. Okay, so to win with Acerak, ooh, they hit 3 lands off Glimpse. So win with the Dark Pool, you have to go through. Where is the Dark Pool? So you play Acerak an infinite amount of times. You go through cave entrance, goblin lair, mine tunnels, whatever. But the only way to kill your opponent is to venture through Dark Pool, and Dark Pool drains your opponent for 1. So this is 1 Acerak cast, 2 cast, 3 cast, 4 cast, and also you have to click each room each time, and then you have to replay the Acerak. Although it's not as many clicks, it's actually got to be a lot easier, because when we used to click combo, we would combo with Relic of Legends, where we would like manually click through everything via Relic of Legends. Okay, you just keep vibing, opponent. I'm just gonna Tell me when you're done. So we would play it with Heartless Summoning Relic of Legends, where you could play Acerec for 1, tap it for Relic for 1, and play it infinite times. So with Omniscience, it actually reduces the clicks by, like, it's -2 clicks for each Acerec cast. So it used to be click Acerec, trigger, okay, or auto yield. I guess you'd auto yield. Tap to Relic, click Acerec, make a black, click Acerec to bounce it. Choose the entrance here. So that's 5 clicks, 10, 15, 20. So it's 20 clicks to deal 1 damage, times another 20, which is pretty good. Shouldn't we counter something at some point? My opponent has casted Orim's Chant. I cannot cast any spells here. Thank you for tuning in. And yeah, it was it was pretty miserable. It was pretty miserable. Hopefully they go for Empty the Warrens. Okay, the cards in their exile. Okay, I guess wait. The exile zone can be played, and also the exile zone. I feel like a lot of these can be played. Am I wrong? Am I wrong that a lot of these can be played right now? I seem to not be wrong. Or it's about Omni Acerec. Well, someone just mentioned how like Rooftop Storm could be a redundancy to your combo in the Woodlands decks, which I think does make some sense. It's, you know, it's 6 mana, so you can cast it through Graveyard Hate sometimes. We're up to Rao. Rao flipped with 8 loyalty, then minus to cast some stuff. You draw each rotation, so you can't do infinite damage. I believe you could do infinite damage. I believe that. Thank you for asking a question about the Dark Pool. Yeah, you don't actually. Oh, you do have to draw with Temple. Ooh, right. Was there like a way to shuffle? You can go through Trapped Entry for each player loses 1, right? Yeah, you can go through this a couple times for a little bit of extra damage, but you might be right. You can't go through the Undercity. Oh, the Instep. The Instep. Let's go. They conceded. Dude, no, I'm not even casting a spell, man. I'm not even casting a spell. And they're dying. It's crazy. I think put 1 Oust on the draw here. Once you complete the tomb, you can't recur Acerec. Okay, sometimes you're going to double Reflecting Pool, and you're going to want a mulligan anyways. Why can't you Acerec after this? Can't you just venture through, finish this one and go back through here? Maybe I'm forgetting something. Oh, right, Acerec just has the text. You can't do this one. Right. It's been a bit since we've swam in that dark pool. I snare thee. I draw a Reflecting Pool. Triome. I have all lands in my hand. My opponent has no lands in their hand. We'll see how that goes. Oh. They tricked me. Second main phase pump fake. Doesn't even cast a Rin's Resolve, though. Alright, let's draw a Consign. Got 2 of those in the deck, right? I think we have 1 or 2 right now. I know how to do this now also. Hmm. Oh yeah, only 1 Consign in at the moment. Okay, just keep missing land drops. Kind of don't know how their hand is this bad. Flickerwisp has proven to be amazing in black-white taxes. Respect the Cat is up to 3 main. Part of the power is blinking MDFC lands. What do you think of green-white blinking Disciple of Freyalise? Yeah, I don't love the Disciple of Freyalise Flickerwisp synergy necessarily. You have like this setup for what is basically a 3 mana. Okay. Can we get one more match in before Magic Online goes down? We'll see. Beautiful hand. Yeah, we should get like at least, you know, should get like at least an hour, close to an hour of Magic content in. I'll do my preview card after we can't join matches anymore, which unfortunately looks like that may be pretty soon. And then I think we may try for a couple like Balatro high score runs. I may also just go to the gym early and that kind of stuff. Hopefully draw Wrathus, guys. Godly. Opponent, you gonna play your last card too? I may Solitude the Emry because they crack the bubble main phase, which means they're not drawing the Emry next turn. Okay, now with a second oust, we're definitely ousting. When is downtime? I believe downtime starts in like an hour, 10 minutes, and I think I can't join another match for starting in about 10 minutes. Yeah, they didn't. They unfortunately didn't float mana off this opal. Otherwise, we would have been in some trouble here. How do y'all feel about 2-for-1s? Soulstream? I don't know. Like I have not been practicing Dark Souls no hit, and I don't think I'm very interested in just trying to like do an attempt when I haven't practiced in like 2 months. So I've also been really into Balatro lately. I've been enjoying our limited time Balatro streaming. So I think I'm more likely to want to do that today. Elden Ring DLC. Cooking. Well, I Balatro high score run. I think just try to do that a couple times unseated could be kind of fun. And then do a relatively short stream today. All right, that's another 2-for-1. Test. I'm gonna go talk to Esther real quick. Test. Okay. Pass to you. So they're gonna draw a random card, then they're gonna draw an Emry. The preview card has not happened yet. Where it's probably gonna happen after this match because I don't think I'll be able to join another match after this one. Thanks to some surprise Magic Online maintenance. Compared to MTG, how much of Balatro's luck for skill? Is it more skill than Magic? I don't know how to compare it to Magic since it's like you're playing against the system instead of against a player. It's very different types of skills, but it's a lot of if-then statements. You just have to have a lot of if-then statements in your mind and understand when to kind of execute those. Nice breach deck. But I do. Balatro is surprisingly like it's skill intensive in the sense that like the more you play it, the more you learn. I even feel like I have a good amount to grow as someone who's been like trying to master Balatro. Although I do also try to play as fast as I possibly can. So there's that. I think I'm going to counter this with the Consign. The Consign doesn't do too much, and then it also keeps them off Metalcraft. I don't think we're really getting a better Consign target than that. Can this not be played as Black Coffers? Yesterday's stream, the entirety of the stream, we played Black Coffers with Kozilek's command. I have created content for you to enjoy. You can watch the VOD. It'll be up on YouTube soon. List the Moxfield. Love you. Thank you. This is a pretty different deck, you know. Gets to play basically no overlapping cards from that one. But if you're interested in this ideas coffers, I think I liked that deck yesterday. We also trophied with a mono black no coffers build, which seems to be a bit more consistent in the mana base. Did it work fine? Kicking my coffers? Yeah, it was fine. I liked it. I would recommend it. I think that's probably how I would build coffers right now. As someone who hasn't played Blatcher at all, but seen you stream it a few times, it's very unintuitive. I have zero idea what's going on as a viewer. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, Blatcher is kind of getting to the point where it's like, it's getting kind of mainstream. Like, I would say the same experience is kind of true for Magic. Although, I was talking to, like, my friend's husband, and he was like, sometimes I just put you on, and it's just fun to listen to. Which makes sense because not that we're kind of we have to reach past the very limited modern player pool at some point. But I digress. It's kind of the same as like this stream is not very watchable. I think if you don't know what's going on with Magic the Gathering. But Balatro is just kind of hitting that mainstream. Like people play this damn game. It's good, And so I really like Balatro a lot, and I really encourage you to play it. I think Balatro is like as close to a perfect game as it gets. It just like does everything so well, and it's like everything is so curated, and love that game. New God seems like the best one revealed so far. Okay, let me take a look. Not seen any spoilers today. Except my own preview card I have seen. An instant speed Lrien Revealed end of turn. Ketramos, the New Dawn. 3 mana 4/4. Can't attack or block unless there are 7 or more cards in exile. Menace, lifelink, indestructible. Whenever 1 or more cards are put into exile from graveyards and or the battlefield during your turn, you draw a card and lose 1 life. So you can play this and like evoke Solitude, draw a card. Rest in peace, Grief. I guess Grief doesn't exile anything. Play this, tap a relic. You lose life, but you gain life. So if I see a Wrath of Skies, we'll probably just instant speed Wrath of Skies. If I see a Snare, I'll Snare instead. Okay, none of that. Okay, that's 3 of their 4 Underworld Breaches down. And a concession. We got a lot, so we're up a game. We got a lot of sideboard cards. So I want some combination of Rest in Peace and Stony Silence. I think I'm gonna play all the Stony Silences against them. I think they're just really, really good. And then it's like when you have Stony Silence, this is also kind of like how many lock pieces are too many lock pieces? Maybe like 3/2. Maybe like 3/2 is good. We also have the Wrath the Skies, and so like this is kind of awkward with the Wrath the Skies, although we can Wrath X equals 0 a lot of the time. I think Force is good. Emrakul the Promised End is also probably pretty good. They may be bringing in Consigns. We maybe want to lower our curve a little bit. I think it could make some sense to cut this. We actually just maybe cut the tunes since we are going to X equals 0 this like a huge, huge chunk of the time. I think that makes sense. But yeah, I think this card is cool. They're actually, one thing too is it's like you would kind of look at this card and you would be like, an Orzhov card in Modern? What are they thinking? But, the Orzhov Taxes deck seems like it's got a huge amount of staying power, so something like this could just be good. Why have you chosen Oust over the other options? So I don't think this is a very good prismatic ending deck. With the whole Eldrazi Temple thing, I just kind of think prismatic ending just out for me. Oust for me. Also, look. Think of any other card we could have here. Prismatic ending, Path to Exile, Leyline Binding. Oust is better than all of these. Oust rules. Oust rules. Seems like a good enough spot to Wrath the Skies. What time today am I doing my spoiler? So you can leave and come back. Please stay. I'm doing it after this match. Yes, I'm doing it after this match. Confirmed. We cannot re-enter leagues after this. Boo. Okay, so they replay Imri. They don't have another land. They didn't make a Saga token. I want to tap the Reflecting Pool for colorless, dang it. Do you think the dust has settled after the unbans? How do you evaluate the state of the format now? Dust has certainly settled to some extent, yeah. Like, there's a pretty established metagame, and there's like a lot of evolution in like what's going on in the format, and I think in general things are pretty good. Hopefully we don't lose the game here. That's pretty scary. Okay, just a Jace. Well, Jace is good. So yeah, in general, I think things are relatively stable, I would say. And I think the gameplay is fun, and there seems to be a healthy degree of like metagame evolution and innovation and trying new stuff that I am enjoying at the moment. A format I would recommend. Yeah, we just saw Ketchamos. I think that card is cool. They mill me, which is interesting. Any decks you consider unplayed now that Delcher's popping up? I think Green White Ritual is underplayed. I think Mardu Gorios is underplayed. I think the non just like ramp builds of Eldrazi are also underrepresented. We'll bounce the Emery so my Teferi can live. Don't know what we're gonna do about this Jace. This is not the first time I've just like been cooked against them casting Jace Wielder of Mysteries, which may in fact be a glowing review for the state of the modern format. I guess now I have a plan. I guess now I have the plan of go Counterspell Emery, Spell Snare, Breach, or some 2-drop, and then cast a Nulldrifter and hope for the best. Six cards in their hand. Glad are playing Grapeshot over Oracle again. Well, it certainly feels awful. They have 2 breaches in their yard, though. I think we're just kind of hoping the other ones are stuck somewhere in the bottom of the library, and that the Nulldrifter can start to clean up these planeswalkers. Yeah, Jace is the Thoracle for sure, for sure. I guess what I should probably do is bring in Emrakul the Promised End. This seems like a good way to attack the planeswalkers. Maybe not a good way, but my best way. Yeah, they targeted the Teferi twice. I also don't think. I think the snare is better than protecting this card, though. Rumble revealing Mox Amber, Flame of Venor, Scalding Tarn, Rumble. They have to pick an Amber or Scalding Tarn. They do choose the Scalding Tarn. Plays said Scalding Tarn. Plays a Grinding Station. Plays an Emery. My opponent may be able to do this like cool trick where they just mill themselves naturally with Grinding Station. Somehow we've untapped. Thoughts on Ketchamos with Clean Dust? Yeah, that seems like a good synergy. I think this is definitely a card I'm interested in building around. So far, it's like day 2 of spoilers, and there's like 6 or 7 cards, depending on if you count my preview card or not, that I'm interested in. So the Stony Silence should help a lot here. They have 2 Besagers in the yard. I think that 2 is usually the standard Besage count. Preview card is after this match. Pretty dead here. They can mill themselves out with Jace and win with Jace. Okay, going to game 3. So seeing Snare and Veil, I do want to keep in all the Teferis. I want to keep in the extra forces. I think I'm going to cut a Rest in Peace for Emrakul because they've got some tension. Want an XL Grave Shot? They're just going to win with Jace. Yeah, good match. Gonna keep Wrath the Sky is very good against them. Why Modern League pause? So they're doing Magic Online maintenance today. This happens always on Wednesday, but not on every Wednesday. And I do think Magic Online needs to be better about like announcing that maintenance is about to happen. They're pretty bad about it. Ooh, a gift from our opponent. Forgot to click the mulligan button. Okay, so they discarded a Consign. This probably means they have another copy of Consign, so I am now in no hurry to play this Kozilek's command. For how long? It's usually a few hours. It's very varied. Discards the unbeatable Jace. Good news. I don't think Magic Online knows when maintenance is going to happen either. That's actually pretty possible. I am addicted to 2-for-1s. All right. Okay, so we're 2-0 in this league. There's Magic Online maintenance. We will finish this league tomorrow. That being said, it is time for my Aether Drift preview card. Let's go. First preview card in a while. Interesting proof of concept, to be sure. Okay, we're on the draw against what's probably Boros Synergy. Could be Storm again. Okay, okay, let's keep this for now. I think that this might end up being really good for the viewing experience. I don't know if I didn't like see if they like tweeted or whatever why they've made this change, but I'm kind of optimistic that this will be good for y'all. No turn 1 play, no turn 2 play. A little bit sus of a Blood Moon. They have a Felia instead. Okay. What does Felia do? Wow. Huh. Can you turn it off? I don't know if I can turn it off yet. But I wanna play with it for a while and see how I like or dislike it, I guess. Let's just surveil this turn. Next turn we could go like Evoke Nulldrifter, hold up a Snare. And Snare is just very good against them. I'll keep the second one. We can Snare this turn and then do that next turn and then go Wrath the Skies for 2 on turn 4. It's weird it's not bigger on the battlefield. Yeah, it seems like they're going to have to... Like, one thing is, the text looks pretty good on the cards in hand at the moment. It looks... Oh, dude. Getting Blood Moon is pretty tough for us. Yeah, we have to, like... maybe I should have played Temple because of this. But we have to hardcast some Nulldrifters, I guess. I'm going to just hold up Snare for a bit and actually just try to hardcast this Nulldrifter instead. Yeah, I don't know. This needs to be reworked for sure. Like the arena looks awful. I kind of don't know how like exactly how this happens. Like what is the approval process? Like they looked at this and was like, this is better. How did that happen? I don't know. All right, guide static. Bombardment. We also have an Emrakul the Promised End hard cast. Alright, we're getting there. We do have a lot of lands in the deck, I guess. They're working on it. Magical Light will be the perfect client one day. All right, so okay, hardcast Nulldrifter plan in action. Yeah, Showdown is, Showdown's a card we used to play. We used to have this deck that was like, you'd play Brought Back, and so when your Showdown died, you could brought that back, you could brought back Fury, you could brought back Solitude, fetch lands. So it was a pretty fun deck. Hmm. They're working on it. Like, it seems like the title of the card needs to be much bigger than this, and the text box needs to be grayed out, would be my feedback. And then if you want to read what the card does, maybe you do this. Maybe maybe the stats need to be kind of big. I'm not sure. I'm not a UI guy, I guess. I'm actually gonna concede this game. They get to Kitty's Blessing the elemental tokens. Maybe don't show them Nulldrifter. All right, then. This is the default zoo. Great. Not going to be a Balatro streamer just yet. Okay, now we are definitely weaker to Blood Moon than traditional Blue Eye control lists. I'm going to cut the Teferi Time Ravelers. I'm going to bring in Force of Negation number 2. Try to leave up Force and or Counterspell for Blood Moon, and potentially position ourselves in a way where we can cast an Emrakul or cast a Nulldrifter post Blood Moon. I also want these Supreme Verdicts. I'm gonna cut the Consign. Sorry. Rat the Skies, right? Chill, Rat the Skies. Rat the Skies. I can't see the rest of my deck. Just be normal Magic Online, please! Just be a normal game! Why are you like this? Just be normal. Just be normal, please. Okay, I can get rid of it. Try hovering again. Press the view button on another card. Well, it's not a button. It just, happens. Yeah, please rebug Wall of Roots. Alright, we're gonna restart. Did I consider Ugin's Binding? I did think about Ugin's Binding. I decided not to play it. Could still be okay. I was kind of thinking if you played Ugin's Binding in a show like this, I'd love to be able to, faithlessly loot it away. Okay, imagine it's still here. Okay. Great. Nice hand. Try pressing the mouse wheel. I'm trying. I was doing that. I don't even really want to Spell Snare anything because I've got the Rat the Skies. I think I'm just going to evoke a Nulldrifter here. And this could dig me for a Counterspell for a possible Blood Moon. It could also set me up if they do turn 3 Blood Moon. I could K-Command X equals 2. And then I wouldn't be too far away from another or cast Nulldrifter. I could also dig for a Force off of that. Disable auto hover setting. Yeah, we'll see how buggy it ends up being. I do want to keep trying to play with the auto hover because I think this could be a good streaming tool, if I could get in the habit of like when I'm talking about a card hovering over it, so y'all can like kind of see it a bit bigger, I think that this could end up being a really good thing. Why is opponents reveal landfall weird? They have I think they've done one nice thing, this auto hover thing. I think this is a cool setting that you should be able to turn off, but I'm pretty into it so far. Okay, let's just go ahead and snare this. If you wanted auto hover, why didn't you turn? Okay, if you wanted auto hover, why didn't you turn on the card window before today? I don't know. That's a great question. I don't have a good answer for you. Like, so, like, I like that it pops up in the middle of the screen instead of a weird box. And I remember, like, Mingu, I don't know if Mingu is still doing this, but there was a time where Mingu, like, had a window on his screen where he could hover over the card and it would pop up. The problem is using OBS or Slobs, window capture on Magic Online is very janky. It's very janky. So I didn't really want to mess with it that much. I don't know if it like is even something that you could say works. Gonna showdown me? Right. I didn't get a notification, so I thought you weren't streaming. Well, we're being censored over here on twitch.tv/aspiring swag. But I'm here every day, 9 a.m. CST. With very few exceptions. Alright, let's keep the counterspell. Four cards. Guide, Flage, Blooded Strand. They won't be able to discard the Flage to the Spyro here. Ooh. Ooh. It's cost 9 mana. I have 5, 6, 7, 8. Really? Only I only have 8? It costs 9? Could I pay you a mana later? I'm doing well, Mountain. Hope you're doing well too. Hello, sir. What would you recommend for Izzet Phoenix to be the strat against Dimir Frog? I found out it's hard to deal with the damn frog on Izzet colors. I do love the deck. I think Mystical Dispute is probably the best card you could play. Yeah, I believe Mystical Dispute to be the best card you can play. Also, like my general like one thing that's nice about the matchup is their interaction isn't very good against you. Their threats are very good against you, and you can just try to play a game plan where you are trying to overwhelm their board. And this is not something you can always do, but it's something I think you need to like focus more on doing than just trying to answer stuff. You can also play some lightning axes in the 75. I think lightning axe is pretty good. Interesting that they're choosing to cast a Flage. Whoa, showdown! I'm in love with Boros again. Let's go, dude. What the fuck did I just read Blue White Cake Command? Yeah, dude, it's Kozilek's command is like, imagine this was a blue white card. imagine it was a blue white card. It would be so absurdly good in this archetype. And so we have splashed it. Lux Capacitor, 16 months. Thank you, welcome back. So this Goblin Bombardment's going to be not very good against my Emrakul here. Did they miss the ping? I think they pinged me. No, they did miss the ping. I don't mind Attune the Narrative. I don't mind hitting my land drop. I think I should probably keep the Lrien Revealed too. I guess I probably don't keep the land. Just keep one tune and the Lrien Revealed. Okay, so Emrakul still costs 9. I do want to cast off the spawns because my opponent should be thinking about sacking these to anyway end of turn because they should want to not let me sack them to the Goblin Bombardment, right? Get Emrakul, nerd. Okay. Not a bad outcome. What do you think of the new White Black God? That card looks like it could be a fun build around the modern. I'm definitely interested in trying it. Yeah, we're still 2-0. I guess I should get the text record tracker up because we had Magic Online maintenance. Well, we have Wrath the Skies and a turn 1 Oust against Boros. We have 2 Wrath the Skies. Very hard to mulligan. This hand probably will not be a turn 2 Blood Moon. On the face with the 18 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Appreciate you. Why else over ending or path? Okay, don't ask me about Path to Exile, please. Come on, you haven't seen that card in Modern in 5 years. Let it go. You should never play Path to Exile in Modern. There's a million better removal spells. We're an Eldrazi Temple deck. Prismatic Ending is not that good in our deck. Oust is awesome. It's 1 mana, exile anything. Oust, or not exile, but get anything off the field. It's a sweet card. I'm getting a bad feeling about this. So I would certainly not mind my opponent playing a Johnny again in 2 turns, setting me up to Wrath the Skies. I think I'll go ahead and oust it. But don't ask me about Path. Oh, sorry. I muted the mic because Lucy was barking. But yeah, Seal of Cleansing I think is a good suggestion. How come Red White never plays the White Flare post-board as Wrathguard? Honestly, it seems much better now than it used to. Also, notably they graveyarded the Showdown, which is interesting. It seems much better than it used to seem. Okay, they start playing mana, and then they stop, and then they play Arena, and then they start playing mana, and then they stop. So I guess they're gonna Season Pyromancer. Yeah, but like I think it used to be because of Amtraptor, right? But now it seems like there's maybe not a good reason for them to omit that card. It's 5, 6. So next turn we can hardcast a Nulldrifter. If we want to. Good chance we'll Wrath the Skies first. Countering that leaves us open to non-blue Force against Moon. Yeah, I'm going to counter the Season Pyromancer there every single time. It's, I still feel I know they don't have Moon in their hand. Probably they didn't play turn 3. If we let it go, we get hit by the Season Pyromancer, which is awkward. They get to draw 2 cards, which is also very awkward here. This was, I feel like, a must counter. Jethro, the Twitch priming the tier 1. Thank you so much. We also could have drawn a blue card for Force, so. Okay, they got 2 cards in their hand. We have a Emrakul that costs 10. It looks like we're gonna have 9 mana next turn, but we'll have but it will cost 9 if the Nulldrifter dies. So I guess we'll be pretty interested in in blocking. So if they Flage or bolt the Nulldrifter, then we can just cast Emrakul. Thanks again, Jethro. This card seems good with Beseech the Mirror. I've not been looking at spoilers. Okay, so yeah, we'll just go and let this discharge resolve. Go to 7 so we can cast the Emrakul. Not that Emrakul will be too crazy in this spot, probably. We have a 3rd Surveilland. Most people will just play 2. Okay, cool. Okay, 2-mana enchantment, search your engines. When this enchantment enters, each opponent sacrifices a creature or vehicle of their choice. Each opponent who can't discards a card. Sack this enchantment, you gain life equal to your speed. Okay, yeah, this card does seem like a good Beseech enabler. Although I guess it's not, is it better than Tithing Blade? Probably not better than Tithing Blade. 12 Drifter deck, Mull, Null Hull. We'll have to do that. Seems we'll get right on that. Missed the deck tech. What's with Nulldrifter? So you may know I'm a long-time Nulldrifter hater. However, I've gone ahead and already added Eldrazi Temple to blue-white control for Kozilek's command. And in my initial testing so far, Nulldrifter is a much better card in your deck when you have Eldrazi Temple. I'm gonna really have to hit the books and run some numbers to confirm this potentially, but so far that does seem to be the case. So I can't use this effectively. Holy shit. We're 2-0 at the moment. Like game 3. Finishing the league from yesterday. Okay, so there's no May. I can't exile the elemental token. Yeah, exerting the arena makes sense. I don't know do I cast the Flage and like target themselves? I guess that makes sense. Because then that basically denies 3 life that they are gonna get. Target Flage. It's more life. Their life total is at 21 if I target themselves. Their life total is at 24 if I target Flage. Oh boy. Oh, Magic Online. Why do you have to break every week? Just be normal, please. Magic Online. I also have to force the Static Prison, which I don't love. Force the Static. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna force it, but there's no. I don't need to force it now. It's better to make them spend the mana on it themselves. If you cast Flage, they can escape it immediately. Yeah, they can, and that's okay. Because we can, they could go to 24. We can Wrath the Skies, be at 4 life, attack them for 13, and then hold up Counterspell the following turn. So let's force the Static Prison, and then if they do escape this Flage, we're pretty locked to win. So we need to hope they didn't top deck another Static Prison. Why not play the prison? I've said this probably 3 times already this turn, that it's better to make them cast the Static Prison than for me to cast the Static Prison. Either I spend the mana for them, or they have to spend the mana on the following turn. Either way, it's going to get forced. I'll say it additional times next time, I suppose. If you're going to Wrath, why not let Prison resolve? So I can kill them in 2 turns. So I can go attack, hold up Counterspell, attack. Might as well spend the extra mana here. Why force the prison? I just told you. It is good to attack for 13 when you have a counterspell in your hand and your opponent has just a Flage. Do you think Mindstone is a reasonable enabler for these Kozilek's command decks? Not having the One Ring as a high impact card to cast early is tough, but I think it's got potential. I mean, I would almost definitely play Talisman of Unity in this deck over Mindstone, but yes, you could play 2 mana rocks if you wanted to. So we need to fade them having just drawn another Static Prison. But I guess we could still just Wrath the Skies it. But then I would maybe die to the Arena Flage again. Did I find a Reflecting Pool in deck building? No, I did not. It was a chat suggestion. I did not realize Reflecting Pool worked this way with the colorless cards. It was a great suggestion. I do lose to Mana Tide. That's true. My opponent has typed GG in chat. GG to you too. Yeah, I think it was a Monday or Tuesday suggestion. Okay, let's. Oh yeah, another Arena of Glory, I guess, would have done it. Okay, keeping this one. This is an island, a basic land that taps for just blue mana. That text isn't on the card. This is Kozilek's command, a card I'm obsessed with, and I put it in every deck now. Does this deck get obliterated by Blood Moon more or less than Leyline Binding Blue-White? I think this deck is worse against Blood Moon than Leyline Binding Blue-White. You can hardcast your big Eldrazi, which is nice. Okay, we're up against, the mirror. The main deck Emrakul helps a lot. We have one main deck Consign also. Sometimes Wrath the Skies ends up being really good against them too. Like, I might get to Wrath the Skies here. Although... Let's see. So I can Wrath the Skies and you just kill the Sprawl. Let's. I think having the second Tune the Narrative, it's going to be better to wait. Because I'll be able to Wrath the Skies and, like, clear Eldrazi too, potentially. Did I see the new Flame-Bladed Depth Shark? No. Okay. A red Shark Pirate, 1/1. Whenever you discard one or more cards, put that many counters on this creature. This card's insane. And it cycles. This card is very good. This card is very good. Dude, looting is legal. But even, like, just, like, Street Wraith. Cookbook. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. So they're going to... The main phase, K command, X equals 2. So let's save our commands since I'm kind of locked in on Wrathing this next turn. Now they can be for a lot. Start digging for Nulldrifters to hardcast, although there's a Nulldrifter to hardcast. Dude, and it's a Shark Pirate. Does that Shark replaces Kinra on Hollow One? Yeah, I think Hollow One gets, like, pretty easy to build with this card. I think so. Like, I think this card is gonna end up being better than or let's say that there's a good chance this card ends up being making it where Hollow One is just correct to be red green, because, like, the fact that this card dodges Graveyard Hate is just such a huge deal. It's, like, just incredible deal. Yeah, like in my build, it'll replace Adept, and it'll be, like, a way better way to be resilient against Graveyard Hate. And then, yeah, I don't know. I'm optimistic. Okay, let's see what you got this turn. Opponent is rebuilding really well. Have some fun with this. Oh no! I didn't bank on finding my one of Consign. I don't know if I was supposed to play to it, but it seems we've been punished. We have enough energy in the pool that Wrath the Skies is a reasonable plan, I think. Maybe that's a little delusional. Without the extra mana. So I don't want them to be able to island cycle and play Mystical Archive tapped. Should we not be graveyard exiling their spawns there? I was thinking that I guess exile is better than making spawns. I was thinking I wanted to cycle the Lrien Revealed, but Yeah, no, I think I still am down for that, actually. XL seemed better, agreed. But I get the cycle the Lrien Revealed, so they can't mystical archive something to the top of my library. But I don't know, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Not the easiest turn. Okay, there's my Consign. But now they can counter the draw 2 on Nulldrifter. Very annoying. Wander, 9 months. Thank you. Welcome back. I'm a bit confused. Couldn't you have stacked your deck to control what you drew here? Yeah, I guess you are confused. Like, that was my goal. I didn't feel like I could stack my deck in a satisfying way. So if you could tell me how you might have stacked your deck instead, I would love to hear it. But that didn't seem like something I could do with the cards that were available to me. I did, choose to draw this Oust. But yeah, I would love to hear how you might have sequenced this differently. Yeah, also when I island cycled, it wasn't like I guess I could have not island cycled, and then I just drawn like an island. But then I really didn't want them to get the archive and then make my next top deck bad. I don't know. I think double stacking land on top with first kick command was at least okay. I don't know. It's weird because I think I want to be like finding cards that are like finding cards that are just not so bad for my opponent to see with Emrakul that do stuff like Oust and Nulldrifter, but because I don't know if we're gonna win this game if we just stack if we stack our deck full of bad cards. Island cycling is better than them just failing to find. Well, I don't think that that's true. If I have nothing good in my hand and they surveil a dead card to the top, like the difference between a land versus not a land is huge there. Okay, let's go to game 2. Could have certainly played differently. So all Oust are leaving us. Now, I think that Rat Disguise is mostly better than Stony Silence because it cleans up sometimes Eldrazi, cleans up Utopia Sprawls. So I'm going to be just in on this instead of any Stonies. Don't hate Force of Negation against K Command, and sometimes they have Karn. Don't think we need Verdict. I think this would just be it, probably. Pretty good sign on the bottom, but shuffling top wasn't ideal. Yeah, I mean, pretty unlucky though. Like it is like a 1 in like 40 something chance. Because if we didn't draw the Consign, we were setting ourselves up to like cast a Nulldrifter, dig for like our 1 of Solitude, potentially find more tunes to make Arathis guys able to kill Emrakul, although this is pretty tough. Tall order. Okay, I'll keep this. Obviously, it kind of depends on how good these tunes are, but like an early Wrath Disguise is usually pretty good against them. Yeah, every Magic Online maintenance, it's really important that the devs just fuck with everything, and so yeah, the font is really weird today. I don't know how does this stuff get approved, dude? I haven't tested Ugin's Binding in the shell. I think you could if you wanted to. I think with Wrath Disguise in your deck, it's not really something I'm that interested in. Yeah, it's also been very laggy. I just don't know how it gets like this every time. It is what it is. Maybe Daybreak is just trying to fix all nonsense. Maybe server issues were caused by the font. Possibly, huh? Worldbreaker, but but how do they do the update and then they see that everything looks like this and like can they not test and see that it's like laggier? Like how sincerely how does it end up like this? I don't understand. And why is it like this every time there's an update? And like I know, again, I didn't graduate college. I don't know what I'm talking about, but you would think that like when they're done updating it and everything is broken like this, they would just they would be able to revert the changes and then like give it and then keep working on the things they're trying to update. But maybe that's not a realistic thing. I don't know. Also, is there really not a button here to disable the zoom? I assume they're often forced to push out an update before it's tested. Maybe that seems like that is likely the case. Yeah. To be fair, it's better than just abandoning Magic Online. I guess so. I guess. I'm just trying to offer constructive feedback here. So I guess this means I'm not going to be able to hardcast Nulldrifter and hold up a Consign, which is going to be kind of bad because that's what I wanted to do, although didn't even find a Consign here. There's a Force, that's something. There's a Sanctum of Ugin. I think we have to cast the Nulldrifter here. Is it too much to ask for them to just cast a Karn or a Kozilek's command? Maybe. See how good this Whirlwind Denial is as K command number 5. They have Dismember? No! Okay, that's pretty gross. The problem is not Daybreak, though. Moto's always been like that. Code is too spaghetti for anyone to comprehend. Yeah, I guess I just, again, I don't really know what the process looks like, but I just don't understand how they do the updates end up breaking everything, and then they're just like, all right, ship it. I understand that there is some kind of process happening, but I just don't understand a workflow that allows for this. Probably dead. I have to draw like Wrath of Skies. To be fair, it's not broken to the point of being unplayable. Yeah, that is not my critique. I'm not saying that it is broken to the point of being unplayable, I guess. But I just don't know how you like do your updates and then you see this and then you go ship it. But I may be misunderstanding something. Yeah, I couldn't force the Dismember because it's my turn. What part of works on my machine? Ah, I see. I thought that was just a meme. Yeah, Whirlwind is mostly for Eldrazi. It's kind of nice that you can, in theory, bring it in some other matchups too. And here it is just functioning as an extra copy of Consign. Things like this can be used by WotC to push a move to Arena. Listen, sure. If Modern was on Arena, and it worked, would that be such a bad thing? I don't know. But Wizards can't get Pioneer on Arena, so I don't feel like this is something to even, really think about. Okay, they bog me. Not that I could cast an Emrakul anyways. Need to Wrath the Skies. There's a Consign. Too little, too late. 3-1. I don't know why we're emote only, Bada. I'm gonna get a 4-1 prediction going. No trophy. Alright, mulligan. Insane you can practically sack your sideboard to beat the deck and still have trouble versus it. I mean, this is, I think, pretty normal Magic stuff, right? They're Eldrazi ramp. I'm control. They are kind of role in the metagame, or a big part of their role in the metagame is that they get to be good against decks like mine. Which is why I have a sideboard stacked against it to give myself a chance. I did beat the matchup in my testing Tuesday night, Monday night, and yeah, I think that's pretty normal. Nimbus Maze online. Here's the text on Nimbus Maze. Thank you, Magic Online. Thoughts on the Black White Exiles Matter God? That card's cool. That card is definitely cool. I would definitely try to build a deck around it. So, are we going to counterspell this Ragavan? I think the answer's got to be yes. I'm a bit scared of a Blood Moon. So one thing we can do here to play around Blood Moon is Teferi Plus. I think I don't hate a Teferi Plus here. I'm okay if they attack it and then they bolt it. They may commit more into the Wrath of the Skies if they do that too. And if they just don't have a bolt, then we can maybe instant speed Wrath of the Skies also. Yeah. Basically, if you're playing against Boros, they basically always have Blood Moon because they're going to play Mardu if they're going to not play Blood Moon. Nimbus Maze seems great for this deck. Why only one? It's worse than a Adarkar Wastes, Reflecting Pool, and Mystic Gate. It is a card that's only online if you have other enablers. Like if you have like exactly Hallowed Fountain in play, it's only online this way. And because we're playing so many other lands, it's just not online that often. So they do use a Galvanic Discharge. Now we don't have land number 4 for Wrath of the Skies right now, but we do maybe have a turn. I guess it's better to Nulldrifter here than it is to Command. It's the same number of looks at a land, but more quantity of cards in my hand, and the command gets to be saved for later. Unfortunately, I can't put this Reflecting Pool into play and then consign the Nulldrifter. How close is this to being modern playable? I don't know. This card does cost 5 mana. It is indestructible, which is really good. I also like that it can block the turn it comes down, and then it immediately draws 2 cards. Another interesting thing about this is you can Arena of Glory this card so that you can attack with it the turn you play it, which is something. You can Green Sun for this card, which is something, although that is 6 mana. But I've Green Sun for Titania enough recently to not completely think this is a bad plan. I guess we're hoping that they cast the 4 mana Saga. We could just consign Chapter 1. We're hoping they don't cast Blood Moon. Yeah, I'm going to concede. Alright, going to bring in Force. We're going to bring in Supreme Verdict again. Going to bring in the extra Emrakul as like part of our plan against Blood Moon. Going to cut the Consign. We have this bug again. I'm going to cut the Teferi Time Ravelers. And what was the other cut last time? 1-2, and I think that was right. And it seems like this bug only goes away after a restart. So let's restart. And I, at the moment, have not found a way to get rid of the zoom thing. I'm starting to think I'm not a fan of the card zoom. Or maybe I should say that it seems like maybe the card zoom is partially causing the lag. Yeah, Magic Online maintenance has been so tough lately. It's been like maintenance that you didn't know was happening. You don't have a stream that day. This is my personal experience. No stream that day. Into it's just broken immediately after. They should call it Magic Online. Make it worse. Instead of Magic Online maintenance. All right, let's keep this. You can swap between your collection tab and your game squid, which okay, I'll try that next time. Disabling zoom is in preferences, but it's not the cause lag. Okay, I'll take a look at disabling it. I'm surprised that it wouldn't be connected to the lag. Yeah, I get it. I know they're trying over there, which is I like that they're trying. I think it's clear that there needs to be a change in something something needs to change here. This can't just keep happening forever. Can it? Can it? So I see like a display hover option that is at the moment not enabled. So I guess it is just perma enabled. Okay, let's not lose to Blood Moon. I can also just like afford to let's try to not lose to Blood Moon, but I can afford to like let them have another turn with this stuff in play. King Zeke, 34 months. Thank you. Welcome back. They advertise the mains as far as where it's posted on Discord when do it. Posting on Discord is not a normal way to advertise maintenance. Like this is something I've been saying for a long time. Is it's really easy for online people to cater to their audience as chronically online as, you know, or like as chronically online people posting just to like Twitter, Blue Sky, Discord. Post it on Magic Online. Have a banner, Magic Online maintenance here. That this is how you easily reach your audience. You have a client here that it should be relatively simple to just post it on Magic Online. I don't check Discord. I don't like being on Discord all the time. I like to be offline when I'm offline. Just put it on the Magic Online homepage. Yo, Jeff, give the 44 months. King Zeke, 34 months, $5 forever. Okay, there's a Felio. We'll just save Oust for that. Keep Counterspell up. Would else be too strong for Modern if it was an instant? It wouldn't break the format, but it would be pretty damn good. It would be an unbalanced card, yeah. Dude, they're trying to Felia this Charmal here? That is so rude. Is there still lag? It is laggy. It's not as bad as it was a couple weeks ago, but it is not particularly good today. Have you seen the baby birthing ritual deck Faden's been playing? I've not, no. You want to link it? Take a look. I've been pretty offline when I'm not streaming. Well, looks like we're going to go 3-0 into 3-2. Reflecting Pool is nice. If you're as offline as you put it, how would you see it on the Moto homepage? Are you really asking me how I would see a notification on the Magic Online homepage? I play this every day. I play it off stream every day, but when I'm off stream, I play Magic Online, but I'm not like checking social medias. You know, I'm doing kind of anything else with my day. But also, this should be very easy to say. If you want Magic Online players to know if Magic Online is down for maintenance, the best way to do that is to post it on Magic Online, not on a social media. Okay, let's get some change of pace going from the Kozilek's command experiment. I do think this is a fun way to build blue-white control, especially when Magic Online is laggy. Not a good time to be playing blue-white control decks. I really want to circle back to this deck. I've made a couple changes. This is a Gruul, God Pharaoh's Gift, Shifting Woodland through the Breach deck.